Just got notification that I had some packages delivered, and I love coming up to the door. There's parts waiting for me. What are they? Oh. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. Good to see you here. As you saw in that short clip at the very beginning, we got some more parts in. Very excited. We're just going to do a little short video and kind of a little unboxing here. We may get into an installation later today. If it's included in this video, it's included in the video. If not, we'll get to it at a later date, but I wanted to see what at least one of these packages was, so let's open it. All right, it's a big box. Let's go for it. We got a Y pipe. So continuing on with this project, this goal of increasing performance without spending a whole lot of money. Obviously wanted to do some upgrades to the exhaust system, so looking at all the options out there, I went with a Y pipe to combine it with those resonated test pipes. I had considered doing a kind of a custom X pipe and some larger diameter exhaust back out through the tailpipes, but considering I'm still naturally aspirated, we're not changing cams, not changing injectors, just doing drop-in filters. There really didn't seem to be a need to open the exhaust wide open, and this larger diameter Y pipe is going to, I think, open up enough flow for what this car requires at the moment. You may be able to tell from the box, but you can also see on the badge. This Y pipe is from 1320 Performance. I believe they're out of California. Don't quote me on that. But they confirm that this will fit the 2014 and 15 Q50s. And it was only $160. 1320 Performance. I looked at all the options for Y pipes out there. Of course, Megan Racing pops up. And like I talked about in my video with test pipes, the reviews for Megan Racing stuff just aren't that great. So although the price point is excellent, I just didn't want to go that route. So from what I could see of these pipes, again, there were a couple positive reviews, but the pipes themselves look good in the pictures, and that goes a long way. I know they're always going to take a picture of the nicest set, just like hotels. You always see the nicest pictures online, but when you get to the hotel, it's a dump. Upon initial inspection, this does not seem to be the case with this particular Y pipe. It looks to be in good shape, and let's take a little closer look at it. So it is 2.5-inch diameter pipe, TIG welded. The welds look nice around both flanges. The flanges are in good shape and flat, so that's good. I mentioned before I did not get the resonated test pipes with the flex pipe section because I didn't want an additional potential point of failure, but I do like the fact that they are able to flex under torque of the engine, and Y pipes, even the stock Y pipe is flex pipe, so I didn't find it to be an issue for the Y pipe setup. So these do have the flexible portion of pipe, and again, the welds all the way around look really nice. The stainless steel of the actual piping looks good as well. Flex pipe on the other side. I like their fancy little badge they tack on. But the welds around the collector portion look good as well. This opens up to, I believe, 3 inches. Flange is nice. It's clean around the outlet. It's a little funky down in here, but it looks like they cleaned it up a little bit. They tried to polish a bit around in here. Looks like they cleaned it up, like I said, a little bit, but this is the exit. This is where the exhaust will be flowing out, so we don't have to worry about all these little funky edges. As long as it's smooth on the inside, the air is going to be flowing out of this pipe, so no concern there. But let's measure this diameter and confirm. Yes, it is 3-inch diameter. So cool. So it's flowing, it should flow a good amount of air. It should be quite a significant increase from the stock Y pipe. Something else I actually plan to do with these pipes and also the test pipes is I'm planning on wrapping them. I want to use some exhaust wrap. I like the newer version, the titanium exhaust wrap. I don't have any. I have a bunch of the old fiberglass wrap left over from some older projects and some motorcycle projects. So I'd like to use that. If you're not familiar, this is what it looks like. I actually had a brand new package that I never had a chance to use. And a bunch of stuff I think I had put on at one point but didn't like the color anymore. But since this will be under the car, I don't really care what the color is, and I may actually spray silicone exhaust wrap spray on it just to give it some longevity and help it even further. So if you're not familiar with exhaust wrap, you can run the wrap along all of the piping, and what it does is it insulates the pipe, so it does 2 different things. So it holds the heat in the exhaust pipe, so like I said, it does a couple of different things. At the very least, it prevents heat from radiating to the chassis of the car and then into the cabin of the car, obviously. So when you start opening up the exhaust, it does tend to radiate some additional heat. Not that the car gets super hot right now anyway, but you know, minimizing it as much as we can. It's just an added bonus. But what the main purpose is to keep that exhaust heat high. Keep the exhaust really hot and inside the pipe, because the hotter the exhaust, the higher the velocity it is traveling throughout the exhaust system. So the more efficient we can get air into the car and then out of the car through the exhaust, the more efficient the car is going to run. So it's not necessarily going to help increase horsepower by wrapping the pipes, but it'll help the car run more efficiently and therefore work less hard. So it's just a potential added bonus. It's probably not something we're going to be able to measure, but we're gonna do it because we have it. And you know, talking about wrapping exhaust could be an interesting video if you've never done it before. There's a technique, believe it or not. So we'll explore that later on. But for the time being, let's plan on installing this. So stay tuned. We got the stock Y pipe out, and there is a significant difference in diameter, obviously. Y pipe wasn't in too bad a shape. The gaskets are still decent, but look at the difference here. Very going to be flowing a substantially higher volume of air, which is good. You can see the difference on the inlet side as well. Look at that. And this is partially why I believe just this upgraded Y pipe is good enough for these cars. They are seriously restricted when it comes to exhaust flow. So opening it up this much more. Let me get the tape. So what is it? Not even 2 inches. To a 2.5 inch inlet is significant. So, like I said, that's kind of why I thought just an upgraded Y pipe would be good enough. I don't think there's any need for an X pipe, but we'll find out. We'll find out. See what what kind of numbers we can put down with this setup. We got a nice sticker as well, and also some good gaskets and new hardware, so we're all set. I think I am going to try to wrap this. So when you're wrapping your pipe, at least with the fiberglass exhaust wrap, you want to soak it in water for 20-30 minutes. It just basically helps it cure once it gets wrapped, and then you run your vehicle. That heat evaporates all the water and kind of cures the heat wrap. So that's what we're doing. Just a couple minutes more soaking. All right, the wrap has been soaking for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Squeeze it out. Now, if you have the actual titanium wrap, you don't need to soak it in water. Again, this is the fiberglass wrap. I had this left over. So, technique, strategy for wrapping exhaust. You want to start from the back and go forward. And I'll show you why. So I usually go around twice to start with, just so that gets held tightly in place. Do about a 25% overlap by today. So we'll just kind of finagle it. Okay, there we go. Figure 8. And I'm going to do the 2 runs separate, so I'm just going to get to a good stopping point. The excess. I didn't want to go around too many more times. It's pulled nice and tight, and I just like to clean up the edge by folding it over. That. We got these metal bands, sort of like a zip tie. They suck, but that's what we got to use. That's what comes with the wrap. put two together because this is kind of a different than normal setup. Very difficult with gloves, but a needle nose pliers and a screwdriver works great. So pulls to tighten it, and we'll trim it. So we got one side done. I was gonna do over the flex pipe version because I'm afraid that it's gonna have leaks, but I didn't also want to run out of the wrap, so I decided not to. If we have any leaks, we'll address it, but for the time being, we got one leg of the Y pipe wrapped. I want to just talk about why you go from back to front, which I'm referring to how you overlap it. So you start from the back, which is up here, and you work your way toward the front where these connect to the catalytic converters. You wrap it this way because as you drive, air will be flowing this way to the rear of the car. So not only does air flow past these overlaps, so does dirt and water and grime. So you want it to flow over. You want to go with the grain, basically. If you were to wrap it the other way around, as you drove, you would get chunks of dirt wedged in all of these little overlaps, which could cause failure down the road. And you don't want things working in there and rubbing on the actual metal of the pipe and things like that. So it's best to go from back to front so you get the proper overlap. Simple concept. I probably would have had enough to do the flex portion, but oh well. I always fold the ends over to make it clean. All right, we got the wrap finished up. Now we just gotta install this Y pipe, fire it up so we can burn the water off and get the wrap cured. It's gonna be a lot of smoke. It's gonna stink a little bit. Was part of the process. Had to get that shirt off and get those gloves off, full of fiberglass. But now we'll get underneath the car, or at least I will, and we'll get this Y pipe installed. Stay tuned. All right, not sure how easy this is to see, but the Y pipe from 1320 Performance bolted up very, very nicely, actually. Fit great. I set it up on the studs from the catalytic converters first. Just finger tightened one nut on each side, and then moved to the back side and connected this end and tightened it all down. There was no issues. I didn't need to hardly use the flex portion of the pipe at all. It fit up really, really well. So very happy with that. Everything is tightened down. The gaskets fit perfectly. The hardware they provided went on nice and smoothly, including the lock washers. So we are gonna fire it up and pull it out, see if it makes any difference in sound and feel. But we're gonna get this water burnt and evaporated out of the wrap right now. What's going on, guys? Yes, it is the very next morning after getting the Y Pipe installed from 1320 Performance. I drove the car immediately after the installation was complete to make sure the water was burnt off the exhaust wrap like I said I was going to do, but I didn't really get a chance to film kind of a closing segment, so I just wanted to wrap it up here, no pun intended, with a kind of a brief summary and as well as some initial thoughts. I'll save a full review for later on down the road, but as I said earlier, the Y pipe bolted up very, very nicely. Everything seemed to fit almost perfectly. No complaints there. Everything tightened down really nicely, and there were no exhaust leaks upon startup or even after driving. So I'm pleased about that. When we get home this afternoon, we'll get back under the car and make sure the bolts are still tight and everything is locked down. Just want to double check those after putting 30 or 40 miles on the car. And in a week or so, I think I'll do an official review after we put some more miles on the vehicle as far as exhaust tone, which I will say is a bit deeper right away. It's noticeable upon startup, but it's not louder. I wouldn't say the car is louder, but the tone is definitely deeper. But again, in a week or so, we'll put an official review of the 1320 Performance Y Pipe up. And just include some more thoughts about it. But so far, so good. Install was great. Pleased with it so far. And that's about it. That's about it for today. I appreciate your support very, very much. Your subscriptions to the channel and your comments. I appreciate it very, very much. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, but let me know why you're giving me a thumbs down. That's the only thing I ask, so I can continue to improve. Thank you again very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.